Has been in custody of the American government in secret CIA torture prisons in Guantanamo Bay, where torture is accepted and allowed, and he finally is the guy who admits to doing everything. They finally found the guy. It's not that guy Bin Laden. It's this guy they've had since '93. And look at this is the picture they released of him. Doesn't he look healthy? I don't believe in taking a man in March 2003, keeping him in a government-sponsored torture prison for the last 4 years, and finally he decides to confess. Our government is sanctioning torture. The American government is allowing torture. It comes from the president all the way down.
That was another sampling of the ridiculous rhetoric that Rosie pushes every day on the show The View. Back with us are radio talk show host from WABC in New York, Curtis Lewa, and columnist, Fox News contributor Ellis Hannity with us. I'm going to predict what's going to happen.
Okay.
Tell me if I'm wrong. First of all, if you're Barbara Walters, wouldn't you be embarrassed by the ignorance of her, these rantings every day? You see, Barbara Walters should be embarrassed.
No, the answer is no, because the whole point of the show is to have people with different views doing verbal combat with each other in an engaging manner.
No, would you rather listen to Meredith Vieira, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and Joy Behar could be funny, but I mean, or would you rather have Rosie? Rosie rules the show.
Here's what no, because you find it disagreeable to hear things you don't like to hear.
She's going to ruin the show. And
what makes it, no, hold on a second. What makes that show work isn't any one of them, but it's the chemistry and the combination of all of them. That's the point of that. It's like this show.
Donald Trump, well, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, the chemistry.
But Curtis, you know, Donald Trump, I believe, was honest in saying that Barbara Walters is embarrassed by all this. She's got to be embarrassed by one sick conspiracy theory, one ignorant opinion expressed every day. It's not like Meredith Vieira. Meredith Vieira was well-informed, thoughtful, smart. Rosie has none of those qualities.
You know, Sean, you asked, what do I think is going to happen here? I know deep in my heart that one day, when Hasselbeck is making a point that is considered very conservative, mainstream, all-American, all of a sudden, Rosie's going to get all fritzed out, her eyeballs bugging out of her head, and she's going to turn and go, "I'll get you, my little pretty, if it's the last thing I do." And she's going to look at her as if she's Dorothy, and she's the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz. It's coming to that.
And Curtis, it would be a wonderful moment. It would be an unpredictable moment in a daytime chat show. When was the last time you saw that? You'd even pay money for that, I think.
Yeah, no, I get that when I go to Bellevue, the psychiatric ward, because pretty soon, let's face it, this woman is coming unglued. You're going to have to put her in a straitjacket. She's out of control.
She is becoming...
It's fun. I mean, it's loose.
Fun.
It's
so you're going to watch her.
I mean, I'm not pretending that it's the Laird News Hour. I mean, it's not a graduate seminar. It's a bunch of people.
It's going to go just like her old syndicated show. Starts out popular, and then nobody can stand her by the end of it.
The syndicated show was very popular.
No, it wasn't. She was doing terrible.
You know, first of all, Rosie keeps being taken out of context. I don't agree with the things she said, but that's not the point. You know, the fact is, she did not support Iran, as people keep claiming. She actually said, and in the tapes, we didn't see the part where she said, "I'm not saying Ahmadinejad's a good guy, or that I want him over for breakfast. I'm not. I'm saying that America, we are fed propaganda. We demonize Iran, and if you want to know what's happening, go outside and look at the media outside the U.S. Don't just look at the U.S. media." Now, that's a point of view on a show called The View. I'm sorry it bothers you so much.
You know, Alan, you got to be so hopelessly naive. I mean, even that kind of a spin in defense of Rosie, you have to be looking at yourself.
Call here.
Well, let me tell you something. If given the choice of door number 1, George W. Bush, door number 2, Osama bin Laden, door number 3, Ayman Ajad, who is the most evil person in the world? You know in your heart of hearts, Rosie is going to pick the president of the United States.
When did she say that, Curtis? When did she make that comment?
She casts aspersions against our president.
Yeah, well, she doesn't agree with him. I don't agree with him. I disagree with him on policy. It's not personal.
Look, but how could you stand and defend her when she thinks that one of the buildings of the World Trade Center will blow up by implanted bombs?
I don't agree with Sean Hannity. I sit next to him every night. We debate. We argue. I don't agree with many of the guests. I don't agree with you. I've known and been your friend for how many years? But that's not the issue, whether I agree with her or not.
You know, remember my favorite all-time TV program was The Twilight Zone. Every time she comes on, I think it's a new episode of The Twilight Zone.
You see, here's the difference,
freaky.
Alan. Here's the difference here. You and I don't agree, say, with Elizabeth, right? I mean, she gets weepy and she gets upset about things and she's very fragile. But it wouldn't occur to us to try and drive her off the show or to do things pounding on her or take out of context things she says and then twist them around to make her look stupid.
Right.
You wouldn't have to think to do that.
I presume that Barbara Walters must hate her. Barbara Walters must be going crazy.
Who cares? You know what? The show only works if people argue with each other.
Elizabeth's actually smart. Elizabeth makes sense.
You like her, I get it.
And without Elizabeth, there's no show.
I get it. You like her.
Well, go watch the Rosie.
You like her.
I do. I like her a lot. She's
I get
awesome. And I feel sorry for having to put up with that garbage. I thought Colmes was bad.
You see how good this is to make
All right.
see a little perspective, huh?
And coming up, another Hollywood. Well.